Hello and welcome to Long Time No See, the podcast coming to you from Gold Diggers Recording Studios in Los Angeles, California. We'll be getting to know some of your favorite comedians a little bit better, and so will they. Each week's guests have no idea who the other guests will be, so without further ado, please remove your blindfolds and introduce yourselves.
Yo, what up, man?
What's cracking, doggy? What up, bro?
How you living?
Horrible, actually. Good, man.
Well,
Go first?
For the folks at home, my name is Luke Null. I've been kept in a dog kennel for the last 72 hours, and it's been fucked up.
Yeah, this shit could have been anything, to be honest. I don't even know y'all that well. I came here with a blindfold. I don't even know this motherfucker that well. I was like, bro, I'm about to get fucked.
Yeah.
All right, we'll start off quick. What was your most recent bomb, and how did it compare to your worst?
I mean, I won't call. I characterize it as a bomb, but it was I'm not gonna take the full responsibility for it. But I did a show recently where they had 3 industrial fans inside of the club because the AC was broke. So it was like trying to have a good comedy vibe while you're fighting with the entire time from every angle, and you're like, this is just, I'm set up to fail. Yeah.
Mine was probably I'd probably say about a month, probably like a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago. I did a show at the Ice House first, and I had an 8 p.m. spot, and then a 10 p.m. at the Laugh Factory, and I killed at the Ice House, and then it got to a point where it was just like, I was like cocky. I was like, bro, I just fucking did that shit. You know, and you know, obviously the Ice House is like easy to kill, you know, but I was just feeling it. At the same time, I was going through some health issues, and then so I was like having a hard time breathing. I mean, I still do, but like that was bad, and my legs were swollen, all kinds of shit. I didn't know what was wrong with me yet. Shit. I went to the Laugh Factory, about 30 people, 10 p.m. show. I think it was a Tuesday night, and it's just like
already tough.
And it just went downhill. Like I went up there and like my first bit didn't get a pop, then my second bit didn't get a pop, and then like I think it's hotter when you're bombing than when you have no AC. Like you just feel the lights. It was. It was bad, bro. But it was humbling. That's why I love comedy. You know, it put me back in my place. I was like, I ain't shit. Come to find out later on, I had blood clots in my lungs.
Shit.
So I was like, hey, I
right?
almost died. Yeah, I'm taking my meds. I went to the doctor, got checked out, so I'm living better now. But I was going through some shit, you know.
Yeah, blame the clots.
Yeah. And it was the worst part was there was like a whole bunch of like homie comics in the back. And you know, you get to that point where you're just like doing the show for them.
Dude,
it's like this is just us.
Yes. Oh, especially if it's one of those nights, like especially at the Laugh Factory in Hollywood. Sometimes it's just one of those nights where you're watching comics that you know are great comics go up and just get nothing out of whatever.
Yeah.
Whoever's there, and you're just like, all right, can't wait for my turn to go up and smack my face against a brick wall.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And it's funny because those small rooms can be either the best or the worst.
Totally.
Last night Tuesday, I did a 10 p.m. spot at the Laugh Factory. It was about probably 45 people. And the guy before me, I don't want to say his name, but he was having like a mental breakdown up there. It was like, he was like, this is just for me. I was like, all right. And then I was like, well, I'm about to eat dicks too. And I went up and he set me up perfect with this bit that I was trying to work on. So it just kind of led me right into it. And I kind of came in smooth and then used the 20 minutes I was just kind of writing on stage. Yeah. Ended up being one of my best sets this year.
Sometimes though, when you follow somebody who just like salted the earth after them, the audience is just begging for you to like be fun and do well. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're just like, please, we came out tonight. Like, please don't like have split personalities on stage. Like, I feel like though I've had like some funny like corporate gig experiences because they pay well. So I've already cashed the check. I'm reminding myself that as I'm up there, I'm trying to do a good job. Like you say, like I'm gonna come with one that's like it works, and this one doesn't work. I'm like, all right, well, I'm trying to do my job. What about this one? Nah, I'll give you a number 3. And at this point, I'm like, I'm contractually obligated to be up here for 50 minutes, and you've hated me for 15. So now I'm gonna punish you and retreat within my own brain and just troll you and hold you hostage until we all die.
Definitely. The worst ones of those is because when they're usually corporate gigs, there's one guy that knows about you, and he told everybody at work, "Oh, wait till you see this guy. This guy's hilarious." And they just get up there and fucking bomb for 40 minutes. Yeah. It's like, my bad, I let you down, I let myself down. I'm gonna go buy myself something to make myself feel good.
Yeah, it's always good to be like, they flew me here. Like, I have a hotel room in Nashville, and now
What joke have you recently heard that you wish you wrote?
It's hard because I feel like I watch too much fucking comedy all the time, and I routinely see somebody say something that I'm like, oh man, like, you know how the sausage is made, so you're like, oh, what a great bit. I wish I'd thought of that. But then, like, instinctively, I've trained my brain like that's that person's thing, and I almost like pump and dump that from effect, like, so it's hard for me to remember other people's like fresh bits where I'm just like, oh, that's great, like, what a good bit, and then I'm like, that's I'm trying to remember like an exact bit, but it's tough.
Yeah, actually, yesterday, right before going up at the Improv, Fahim was on stage, and he was doing a bit. I don't want to do his bit, but he was doing a bit about how the Taliban basically got left with the Blackhawks in Afghanistan, and they were kind of just learning how to drive them, and they were dying trying to fly these things. But I mean, his accent, the way he puts it, the way he does the act out, I was just watching, I was like, man, that's so good, because I don't even think about shit like that. Like, I think about dumb shit. And I was like, man, that was fucking good, bro. Like, I wish if I was more of an intellectual, I'd probably think of different shit, but I don't know. I guess I just got to watch the news more.
For me, it's all the accents that are stopping me.
I'm bad at those. Yeah,
I thought of that same Blackhawk bit, but you just don't want to hear it in my accent. You know what I mean?
Worst fad you were into?
Oh, shit. I remember, like, feeling like I was a heroin addict for Pokemon cards when I was a kid. Like, I was, like, fiending, and I was, like, busting piggy banks, counting pennies, and my dad was like, you are not going to the store and buying Pokemon cards with pennies, with, 300 pennies or whatever. And so he's like, if you roll them up and put them in the bank rolls, I will take you to the bank and you can get the whatever, $3-4 for a pack. But it was bad. He was like, this is too much. You are chemically dependent on this.
Yeah. I remember. I for me, it was Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, I loved Yu-Gi-Oh for so long, and like, it was like I was looking through couches looking for quarters.
Dude, that was me.
Putting money together to get my damn Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Blue Eyes White Dragon, dude. You gotta get that freaking Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Oh, I've been looking for one. I want to buy it. Like, I'm kind of trying to get back into it, but I don't want to buy packs because then I might end up with a whole bunch of garbage. But.
Dude, TikTok shit is dangerous too, because like I was just endlessly in a doom scroll one time, and some guy, his whole channel is just him opening up packs of Pokemon cards and like Yu-Gi-Oh cards and stuff, and I hovered over it for 10 seconds, but that was enough for my TikTok algorithm to be like, this is all you want for a year?
Yeah, dude.
Like, do you want the, and then, it sucks.
Yeah, sometimes I spend time watching the two people duel, like on Yu-Gi-Oh! And like, they got adults, they got like the full disc and shit.
Oh, dude.
Playing the game, and I watch for like an hour. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here?
You gotta hand it to them with the people, because they, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the one where they made like an arm thing where you can like play your cards on your arm. And I'm like, you gotta respect that they were like, how do we sell another thing to people? How do we market this too? Yeah, make it look like cool and not weird.
What's the dumbest thing someone said to you after a show?
Oh my god. I just had this recently. I did a show at the Haha, and you guys have seen my comedy. I don't really get political because I just feel like I'm too dumb for that shit. Like, I don't want to say something and somebody's like, actually, I don't want to deal with that bullshit, so I don't even touch on it. And
Sox fans.
Yeah, I was at the Haha about a week ago, and this girl comes up to me after a show, and I was pretty drunk, and she was too, and she comes up to me and she's like, well, what do you think about just the first thing she says, what do you think about everybody trying to make our kids gay? I was like, what? I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, well, in the schools, they're pushing the narrative. The LGBTQ communities, they're fucking our children up. And I just looked at her. I was like, man, if your kid want to suck a dick, he's going to suck a dick.
Yep.
I was like, I don't got shit to do with nobody. She's like, nah, but you should talk about that on stage. I I'm like, bro, you just saw my act. I'm talking about Doritos.
Exactly.
Like, you think I'm gonna go up there and talk about
Gay Doritos?
Yeah, I was like, well, that don't got shit to do with me. I was like, kid's gonna do whatever he's gonna do, and I think she just wasn't expecting that response, especially because there's a lot of homophobia in the Latino community still. Yeah. But I was like, no, man, I'm not that guy. I was like, I'm not your guy. I was like, no, I'm good. And I just kind of dismissed her. And I'm never rude to people. Yeah. But that was just kind of one of those conversations where I didn't want to be a part of. Especially I didn't want nobody else to hear me having that. Because somebody might hear that shit and they're like, oh, yeah, that Ken's fucking homophobic. Exactly. You know, I was like, I don't even want you around me. And then she just left. And she's telling people, might have been him actually. She's asking people if they were vaccinated. Just asking them, are you vaccinated?
The worst kind of person.
And they would be like, yeah. She's like, you're going to die. I was like, what the fuck? Get somebody get this bitch out of here. Yeah. But that was probably the dumbest shit somebody just said to me after the show.
I mean, I've had a lot. I had recently. I was where was I? I was like up in Bakersfield, and some lady comes up and she's like, "How married are you?" And I was like, "All the way." I don't.
Bakersfield, the place where they'll ask you that shit. Yeah.
I've had dude like I perform with a guitar, and I had some dude who was like a guitar like nut come up to me and be like, he kind of tried to like neg me a little bit. He was like, I see what you're doing. And he was like, pentatonic scale, pretty much. And that's pretty much it. And then you just put like a thing over, and I was just like, thanks so much for coming out. Yeah. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you being here. Yeah. He's not wrong.
If you could recast one of your favorite movies with comedians, who would be in it now?
Sometimes when you like a movie so much, it's hard to imagine it with anybody else in it.
I'm thinking maybe hit me with like a recast of The Shining. Like give me a Sarah Silverman Wendy. Give me a Brad Williams Danny. Give me. Who do I want? I'd love to see like a Bill Burr, Jack Torrance lose his fucking mind. Oh, that'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, I'd probably say Superbad just because I'd want to see myself as Seth. Just like because he was so funny in that. Jonah Hill was so funny in that movie, but I'd want to see maybe a little hood twist to it. As far as like Michael Cera and McLovin. I'm trying to think of like comedians that I'd want, as part of the series. But I'm trying to think of like nerdy people, but I don't really know any.
Dude, if we're allowed to put ourselves in a thing, can I do Boogie Nights and let me have that big giant prosthetic dick? Jay Play Dog, I do it all natch. I'm natty. I'm natty.
What is something that a lot of people love but you just don't get?
That's a dangerous question, Jack.
Were you dropping comedian names?
Exactly. Man, it's easy to be like Taylor Swift, but I'm not gonna go there. Yeah. I'm not going there.
I'll tear you up in the comments.
Exactly. Man. I'm not trying to get nuked, man. I try not to because this is LA. It's LA, so you run into this a lot, but it's very hard for me to sit through someone talking astrology at me.
Oh, fuck that.
And it's just tough because I think it's relatively harmless until you use it. Like there's so many, mostly ladies in LA that are like, I would never date a Gemini or I'd never date this person. And they're like, well, I'm just like kind of feeling like I shouldn't be held accountable for my own behavior because I was born in July. So I'm allowed to be an asshole because when you're born in July, you're allowed to be a piece of shit. And it's like, I don't think that's right. I don't think everyone born in July is an asshole. But maybe that's true. I don't know.
I definitely got to go with something like camping.
Camping?
Yeah, like camping. People love camping. He's about to go camping. People love camping. Fuck that shit. I hate camping. I went camping one time. That shit was disgusting.
See, I love camping, but my wife, I've tried. She like doesn't camp ever, and so I took her out camping once, and I just like whiffed. We had just the worst weekend where like our food, like I didn't put our food in a good spot, so like the next morning, like raccoons just ransacked that shit. And I'm just like, fuck. So she's like, we have no food. I'm like, none. They got all of it. little chunky raccoons.
Yeah, there's a comedian. I don't know. Can't remember the name, but he talks about he's like camping. Why would I sleep outside? They made houses. I was born after houses were made. Why the fuck would I go outside? And because you don't know, like it sounds fun in theory, but then when you're there, you're trying to build a tent. Have you ever built a tent?
Oh yeah.
Like I don't know.
I'm an Eagle Scout.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, okay. 'Cause I don't know how homeless people are homeless. Like if you could build a tent, you should have a fucking job. Like that shit is hard.
It is connecting the poles.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit is. And then on top of that, I mean, insects. I hate bugs. I'm a big guy. I'll take a bullet to the fucking knee before you put me in a tent with a spider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
If you weren't in comedy, what would you be pursuing?
Porn.
Porn's gas. I can't do porn. Though.
But I would be just sound guy.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah.
And they'd have to be like, you have to be quiet because I kept saying stuff like, oh fuck.
Just working with a whole boner your whole shift. Nah, I'd probably say. To be honest, I'd probably try to make a living drug dealing because I fucking hate working.
Yeah.
I hate a job, and so I'll go back to what I know.
My degree was in GIS, Geographic Information Systems. So I used to drive around the country surveying airports I was the dude on the side of the highway with the tripod and the fluorescent vest where you're like, what the fuck are they doing? I didn't know, man. I was bad. But I liked that job just because like it was nice to just get the fuck out and do whatever you wanted. Like, you know, you're like alone, which can be damaging after a certain amount of time. But I dug it.
What do you think everyone should try once?
Mushrooms. I think it's actually good that it should be legislated that at some point you have to like trip real hard on mushrooms, experience ego death, and have that like weird sense of wisdom that you get when you do mushrooms where you're like, I understand how people think God is real. You know, like I see the Matrix. I think it's good.
Yeah, it's funny that we both thought about drugs. I was gonna say cocaine. Yeah. I feel like because you're with
different vibe.
It's the opposite, right? I was gonna say that you want the ego death. I want people to feel the ego when they're off cocaine at least one time, because you might get that boost to like. I think that's what got me into comedy, like to thinking
cocaine?
That I'll just be high as shit, just like. I'm funny. I'm funnier than most people. I can do this shit. And then obviously you're not. And then you learn the hard way that this shit is hard as fuck. But by the time you figure it out, you're already in love with it. So you just got to keep going now at that point. But I would definitely say cocaine, and I would also say stand-up comedy.
God, no.
I would say once. You know, I feel like it's like working a retail job, because people that have never worked a retail job in their life, I feel like treat retail employees like shit. Right. And I feel like if everybody just did stand up one time, there'll be more respect in the room. Because now with the clips and all the crowd work and shit, everybody wants to come to a show and just yell shit out.
Yeah.
Like just shut up, man. Relax. Like,
off that, I want to backtrack to that previous thing of like, what's some dumb shit that someone has said to you after a show? How many times it's someone they're being nice, they're like, I appreciate them being there, but they're like, my friends say I'm the funniest fucking dude at the office and I'm gonna do stand up. And I always go, do it. Absolutely do it. You should tomorrow. Like, you know what I mean? Where I'm just like, please.
It's so funny seeing those people like at open mics, like for the first time. Like you could tell they've always been like the alpha or the tough guy in the group, like just, you know, always they were the shit, and just watching like their spirit crush as they're just bombing, just looking down, like, it's like yeah, bitch,
get wrecked in real time.
Yeah.
I remember my old roommate in Chicago had this dumb bit that he did for his SNL showcase audition, where he comes up and he's got like the big glasses on and he's like, hey everyone, my name's Mark. I'm an accountant. I lost in fantasy football this year, and as punishment, the whole office is here. I have to do stand up for the first time, so bear with me. Last night. I watched some YouTube videos, and I think I got an idea how to do it. So bear with me. White women are crazy, and he just does like the Bernie Mac, like hit it, you know. I ain't scared of you,
I ain't scared of you.
He basically just does. I mean, I'm just like, what a wild swing for a white dude to do at an SNL audition. They're not gonna like that.
What inedible thing do you wish you could eat?
Antifreeze. as a kid, I was always like, why would they make it look like delicious Kool-Aid or like delicious blue Gatorade if you don't want some kids to drink it?
Yeah, it's such a cool color.
It's
like
a great
Yeah,
color.
like seeing like a neon green antifreeze. Like, I'm fat as hell.
It looks good. It looks
Yeah.
yummy. And it always
Yeah.
comes in that big ass thing.
Yeah. I'd probably say inedible things that I'd probably say it's a liquid too, but I just love the smell of either Pine Sol or gasoline.
Gasoline.
Like I wish I could digest. Like I wish I could like drink it and just have that smell in my mouth. But but obviously you'll die.
Does gasoline just smell like that naturally, or do they? Because like natural gas, they add the smell so that you're like, my house is about to blow up. You know what I mean? So like, otherwise you don't smell it. Like I wonder, is gasoline just naturally smell like that so good, and that they should be like, maybe we make this not smell so good, or I don't know.
It just smells delicious.
It smells so good.
Yeah.
Overrated, underrated cities to perform in.
I mean, I'll tell you, underrated. San Diego. San Diego is so fun, man. Every time I go down there, every time I'm driving down there from LA, I'm always like, fuck this shit. I'm not going to sit in 5.5 hours on the 5 riding down here. Fuck this. I want to drive my car into the ocean. Sayonara, I'm out. And then every time I get down there, the crowds are the most fun. They're like the right level of drunk, the right level of like excited to be there, but never too rowdy. They laugh hard, they show up. San Diego's always a good time.
San Diego is definitely became one of my favorite cities after doing stand up there. I've never had a bad show in San Diego, and I remember doing a show one time in San Diego, and they wouldn't let me do my set. They just wanted to hang out. Like, 'cause I would kind of get into crowd work and kind of get back into my set, because I don't like to just do crowd work straight up. But I'll kind of like, if there's a bid setup or something like that, I'll get into it. But they just wanted to get to know me.
Yeah.
They're throwing me shots or giving me beer. I was like, hey man, I gotta do the show. They're like, man, fuck the show, man, just hang out. I'm like, what the fuck? But I mean, that's how much love they got for people there. But I'd probably say, as far as underrated, in my opinion, Portland, I've had one of the best shows. I mean, just that Helium, when it's sold out, it's magical, bro. And I'd say that Portland is one of my favorite cities, if not my favorite city to perform in. And somebody pulled out a knife on me at the meet and greet. And it's still, that's how good the crowd was. It's still in my top 5 list, even though somebody pulled a knife out on me. I didn't even see that shit. It was just taking a picture, and I was talking to this girl, then I turned around for the other picture. I already had my arm around this guy. And I turned around, he just had the knife to my stomach. I guess he just wanted to take the picture like that.
Oh, he was trying to.
Yeah, he wasn't like,
great.
yeah, he wasn't threatening me. But as soon as they saw that shit, they shut. The security grabbed them. They shut all that shit down. I was like, you idiot! Why the fuck would you do that?
Yeah, don't slip that in.
Yeah,
That's not like
fuck that shit, bro.
Just gonna not tell you about this.
Yeah, but
Where are you from?
Chicago.
Nah, I figured.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
but sometimes you don't always know, because people wear socks and they're not from.
Yeah, it's just the
Like,
easiest hat to match with everything.
Dude, I'm from Cincinnati, and every time I see I've stopped being like, "Go Reds," because every person that's ever worn a Cincinnati Reds hat has no idea what I'm talking
They're
about.
just blood. They're
red.
just a blood gang member.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it would be in Chicago too. When I lived in Chicago, I would always be like, "Go Reds," and people are like, "I'm on the train and going to work."
Yeah, I'd probably say. And as far as overrated, in my opinion, New York. That city's a hit or miss. I've had some of my best shows and some not very well shows in New York.
New York and LA have that same thing of like, it's oversaturated. There's so many amazing comedians all the time, but there's also like so much entertainment shit going on that sometimes people are going out to shows to be seen rather than to have fun at a comedy show. Whereas like most other cities, they're going out to have a good time.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah.
What's something you're sick of having to explain?
I already got it locked in, so I'll let you go, 'cause I'm gonna have to fucking explain it. What's something you're sick of having to explain? Now explain it.
Yeah,
Skyline Chili. I have to die on the hill of explaining Cincinnati-style Skyline Chili to people and defending it and being like, yes, it's diarrhea. Yes, it is not chili. It's meat sauce. Have you ever had Skyline?
No, I've never had it.
So it's like a Greek style chili. They do like chili dogs and shit, but people get hung up on the Cincinnati three-way, which is chili, spaghetti, pound of cheddar cheese, hot sauce, crackers.
I've seen it on Travel Channel before.
Dude, it's fucked up, but it's like having to defend like Taco Bell. You know what I mean? Where you're like, it's not good, but it's like if you're drunk, it's awesome.
Yeah.
If you're at a game or something, it's awesome.
Hell yeah.
And I'm going back this weekend. To Cincinnati, and I'm already. It's fucked up. I'm like a drug addict though too, because I know my parents will go take me to Skyline. And the last time I went to Skyline before I got home, and I'm in the park in my parents' driveway, and I'm visiting them, and I had Skyline. I throw the Skyline in their garbage cans before I go in, and they're like, "We bought Skyline," so I had double Skyline back to back.
Oh yeah,
That's commitment.
That's me in my life. I remember people used to always tell me like, "Don't you hate when you go out to eat and then you get home and your mom cooked your favorite meal?" No, why would I hate that?
That's good.
I get to eat on the street, and then I get home and get my favorite meal. That is a win-win.
Yeah.
But I'd probably say probably two things. The first one, just because you reminded me back home, Chicago. People always, people in LA, people outside of Chicago are always like, "Oh man, deep dish pizza, deep dish pizza," which again, it's not really Chicago culture to eat that. That's a once a year thing for us as well.
Visitors.
Yeah, exactly.
You take them to Pequod's.
Right, you got family visiting. Oh yeah, come on, let's go. But tavern style pizza from Chicago, mom and pop joints, whether it's south side, north side, is the way to go. That's what we like. I think most Chicago likes that. And then another thing of having to explain is just, man, like these podcasts are fun because you get to, like, this is fun. We get to know each other and whatnot. But I hate like explaining how you got into comedy every time you're doing a podcast or every time somebody talks to you.
That's the next question.
Which is just like, fuck, man, like again, like, but that's, I don't know, but that's repetitive just because we're in the business.
I love Chicago. I lived there for 5 years. I love it so much, and I love that it's like a sports city. It's easy to get around. But I always think it's funny because Chicago has like multiple foods that are like, this is Chicago. Like you get Chicago deep dish, you get, Italian beefs, you get Chicago dogs, Polish dogs. Where I'm like, part of me when I was living there, I was like, pick one. And but I love them all. But I'm like,
yeah, what I found out was a Chicago thing, a pizza puff.
Pizza puff, yep.
Pizza puffs. I've tried to look for them out here. Nobody knows what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's just deep fried.
Oh yeah.
Dough with pizza sauce and sausage inside. But it's so shitty, but it's so good.
Oh.
You meet your 13-year-old self, and you can only tell him 3 words. What are your 3 words and why?
Bitcoin now, baby.
I'm trying to put it into 3 words, but don't be stupid.
Yeah.
Because 13 years old, I was right around this 8th grade. Man, I used to do stupid shit. I remember one time I got suspended for peeing in the trash can in class while everybody was in there.
Well, you had to go.
Yeah, it was a bet. My friend bet me $20 that I wouldn't do it. I was like, bro, I'll do this shit right now. I pulled my dick out, started pissing. And I didn't realize how embarrassing that was. I also had a girlfriend in that class, so everybody's looking at her like, oh, this your boy? Like, what the hell's he doing? I remember the teacher tried to clean it up. She almost threw up. It was absolutely embarrassing. So I'd probably say don't be stupid because I made a lot of stupid decisions right around that age, 13.
But 13, do you think 13-year-old you, seeing grown-ass you come back and just the only thing you say is, don't be stupid. I'm putting myself in 13-year-old me's head. I'd be like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Of course I'm going to be stupid. Like, I'm you.
Yeah. I think sometimes you just need one person to tell you something like that instead of, no, don't do that.
Right.
Don't do that. Because then it just becomes just because you said no, I'm going to go and do that. And I think that got me in a lot of trouble. So if I would have had just like I'm the oldest, so I don't have I don't have any older siblings or anything. So I had to kind of just learn everything as I went. I was able to tell my brother and my sister coming up, like, hey, don't do that. Be careful with this. You know what you're doing, but you also know what's out. You know, like I was able to. You have a little bit of guidance, and
Yeah.
sometimes you just like me as an adult. I fucked up. I made all the mistakes where they kind of were like, "Well, don't want to be like that."
Right.
So it would luckily comedy started to work out because I was a bum before this shit. So I was like, my mom. They used to use me as an example, like, "Oh, you want to be like your brother?" Like, now it's like, "Yeah, bitches, I'm doing great."
I feel like I could have told myself, my younger self, like, college is fake. In terms of just how much money it was for me to be like undecided. Like, how fucked up is it if I could tell my 18-year-old self, like, you're paying a lot of money to just get fucked up all the time. Like, go get fucked up all the time without paying thousands of dollars a year to not learn.
I think when I got into comedy, because I was never sure about. Like, I didn't go to college. I went like a semester and dropped
I'm
out.
jealous.
Yeah, and I always had that doubt in my mind when I was working, at a factory or warehouse. I was like, did I make the right decision in not going? Because at first you're like, yeah, fuck it, but then you're like, I don't know, I could have had a better career, a better life. And then when I got into comedy and I met people that had law degrees, but were working at a coffee shop just to have time to do comedy because they love it so much, I realized that shit didn't matter. Do what you love, because no matter what route you take, you're going to end up trying to do what you love, trying to chase the dragon or whatever. So I was like, I knew that I was in the right path when I saw that.
Dude, here's a fun one for you. I've been paying off my student loans, right? And then during the pandemic, I ended up actually banking a nice amount of money because I got no expenditures other than, And so I end up busting my nut and paying off the rest of my student loans. I had like $11,000 left or something. I pay it all off. Then the Joe Biden like $10,000 forgiveness thing comes out. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like the guy who just... And so I call them and I'm like, hey, I just paid it. Any chance? And the lady was like, she was great. She was like, no problem. Send me your information. We'll give you the refund the same way that the student loan forgiveness. I was like, sweet. So they gave me that money back.
Nice.
Now it's due again. So I had already paid my loan off. I'd already paid my loan, and I don't got that money now. I don't got that money's gone. And now it's like, that's coming back due, baby. I'm like, fuck you, America.
Bro, you gave yourself a loan and fucked it up,
dude.
Dog. Shit.
I was just like, well, if everyone's getting a $10K back, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so fucked up.
That's hilarious. You almost turned into because that's like
that's my Joker moment, dude.
That would put me at that type of shit would put me in the situation where, like, you know what, fuck that. Don't forgive nobody. Fuck them. If I can't have it, nobody else can have that shit.
I mean, I'm more on the thing of like, no fucking way I'm paying that again. Like, I'll wait till the next,
pandemic.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll wait till next year and there's another global pandemic.
What changes have improved your life so much you wish you did it sooner?
I slowed down on drinking a lot. Alcohol. That shit had my body. I was drinking so much for so long that like I was not only overweight, but my face was swollen, like my body was just swollen with so much alcohol, my liver fucking up and shit like that. So when I went to the hospital, I ended up losing like 30 pounds. Most of that shit was just alcohol, and just I think not taking every good set as a celebration.
I know what you mean. It's at a comedy club. It's like hard to not.
Right,
drink.
and it's like free. You know what I'm saying?
Free.
It's just like, why not? And then it's like yesterday my day started at 8 p.m. Like,
right.
I would leave the house like. It's almost damn near having a tequila pineapple for breakfast, It's but I think slowing down on that has definitely improved my lifestyle.
It was fucked up too. It's like the times when I've like been like, all right, I'm gonna not drink for a minute. I'm always like amazed at how much more money I have.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, like if I'm not going out, like especially in Chicago, I was like, oh man, I'm killing it right now, and I'm like, why? And I'm like, oh, I'm not spending all of my money getting hammered all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I remember the first time I started going on the road and like just getting like bigger
Freebies.
checks.
Oh yeah, that's it.
And it would just be like still be gone every damn, like I'm still living check to check. I was like, I'm still in the same fucking situation. What the fuck am I doing wrong? I'm making more money. But just blowing more money. You're making more money, blow more money, more parties, more. I got you, and I was like, I need to make a change because this money's never. If not, like no matter what kind of check I get, it's always gonna be gone. So I had to teach myself to kind of try to put money away, and then like it wasn't even until this year that I would get paid from a different gig that I would have money left from my last gig. I was like, all right, that feels good that it's not just at zero all the time, you know?
You know, another thing I feel like my thing that I needed to do sooner to immediately improve my life was I've been with my wife a long time. We've been together 12 years, you know. Early on, she was the barista in the coffee shop I started doing comedy at. So she's seen it all. She's seen too much comedy. She's so over my shit. But she used to always, not that I'm like some stylish dude, but the years that she put into breaking me down and being like, you need to give a shit about like your clothes. I would like, when I see pictures of myself from like college years in my early 20s, dude, I dress like shit, dude. I would wear like plaid shorts on stage with a different patterned plaid button up. Like it was just like rough. And it was bad, like really bad, to the point where I'm just like, I can't, there's no Throwback Thursdays for me because it's just like, it's not like, oh, look at me, I was dressing during the times. It's like, no, I was just in need of help and was resistant. And now my wife just is, I've just trust fallen into her tastes have become mine now. And I'm like, okay, oh, thanks for the glasses, hon. These are cool. They're pink.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
You just won $1 billion. What are you still not buying?
I'll still be on my sister-in-law's Hulu.
Hell yeah.
I'll still use that password, no problem.
Should I probably still not paying my medical bills?
Yeah, right?
If you could wake up tomorrow having gained any one quality or ability, what would it be?
I'm pretty disorganized. I'm pretty bad to the point where it's like a mental fog that never goes away. So that would be nice to be like, oh, I have 0 emails right now. You know what I mean? Like I just have like a mental illness when it comes to like promptly responding to texts on. Like I will look at a text, mentally be like, absolutely, I'll be there in 10 minutes, and I will not answer it. And I'll be there in 10 minutes, but I just will have, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I have a problem with that.
I'd probably say, I mean, definitely, I feel like we all need or want more discipline, you know? Like, it's just, it's so easy because you just got to apply yourself, but it's so hard because it's like, how?
I know.
Like, I think one of my biggest, I wish I could cut time between the time I shower and actually get ready. Because that time, sometimes it's like, an hour and a half, and I'm like walking around naked in my room, like, oh shit, I'm late to the thing, or can't make it, or like I'm always gonna be on time. And then, especially when I used to be like work in the mornings, I used to wake up and like I was like, oh yeah, I got time today. I'll stop by for coffee, and then like I don't know where I'm late to work. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like I just sat in my bed for fucking 45 minutes and didn't do shit.
Yeah, your phone can zap time. You're like, oh shit, it's been an hour that I've watched.
It's the worst.
Nut kick videos.
Favorite restaurants and what makes them so good?
Ooh, man, it depends on the city. It's just I feel like that's something me and my wife love to do. We love to we will plan trips around where we're gonna eat. You know, like we love New Orleans. We spend the month of November there every year. We do a whole month down there. We love it. My wife does she plans the tour where we're hitting bop, 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 all these different spots. But in New Orleans, one of our favorite spots is a place called Baru. It's like, I don't even know it's South American or something. That place is just awesome, dude. Every time I go, I just walk out of there feeling like I'm like halfway to an orgasm. I love it.
Yeah, I definitely. Every time I go to a different city, especially a city I've never been to, I'm always looking up the thing to go eat. You know, the thing to go eat. Like growing up, like my favorite show was Man vs. Food.
Oh yeah,
because I'm a big guy, and I always felt like loved that show. My dream was to one day host that show, and but there's places I remember like in Philly going get the Philly cheesesteak and everywhere else. Like I just always kind of worked my schedule, and it's crazy because some of these cities suck, and the thing that they're known for is garbage. Like, what the fuck? This is what you're known for?
Yeah, I'd already talked about Skyline Chili.
Yeah. I went to El Paso, and everybody's like, you got to go get these tacos at this place. You got to go get these tacos. And, and living in LA, being from Chicago, I'm thinking a taco, what a taco is, street taco. And I showed up, and it was just deep fried, like, taquitos, like, from fucking 7-Eleven. I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Like, I went out of my way for this.
I know.
But some places are amazing. I'd probably say LA right now, my favorite place is Salsa and Beer. North Hollywood has a location. Burbank has one. Affordable Mexican food, and they bring it out extremely fast. And it's just quality food. Like it's really good, authentic Mexican food. Tex-Mex kind of almost, but it's really good. I recommend that.
I gotta shout out Playita Moriscos too. I've been going to that place to the point where I need to be like, someone needs to tell me to stop.
That's over there. Is that the place that's like an outside location?
Yeah.
Oh, I just went there.
I fucking love that place, man. I love that place. I go to that joint all the time. My wife has been like, you need to stop. It's too much.
It's a good place.
I love it.
What is one thing people wouldn't believe was true about you?
One thing that people would not, I think, probably think. I don't know, maybe they think I'm lying, but it's just one of those weird like stories from your life where you're like, people are, I'm sure, don't think that this is real, but I got robbed home invasion style in Cincinnati before I moved to Chicago, and when the dudes were ransacking the house, the one guy just had me in the bedroom with a gun in my face, and he was taking my roommates. Me and my roommate were in the bedroom, and he took my roommate's computer, and my roommate's a musician, and so he. He was in there for like, they were like ransacking the house for like half hour. Jesus. So I'm in there forever. And eventually I'm like talking to the guy. I'm like kind of breaking it down a little bit where I'm just like, who you got in the NBA finals this year? Like I'm talking with him. And eventually I got some of my, like he gave me my ID back. Like he gave me my driver's license out of he like let me keep cause I'm like, come on, you don't need my driver's license. But my roommate piped up and was like, dude, I'm a musician. All of my music I've made for the last 3 years is on that laptop. Like all my life's on that laptop. Like, please, can I keep my laptop? And the guy was like, you musician? Mm-hmm. Let me hear one of your songs.
Oh, shit.
And my roommate and I would get hammered and we would write what I now do professionally, which is stupid comedy songs. He's like, my roommate's like, do you want to hear a funny song or a serious song? Funny song. And so I played a song we wrote called Pussy Clap for an armed robber with a gun in my face. And he let him keep the laptop. And longer story than that, but got to keep a laptop playing one of the dumbest songs ever written.
Hey, that shit must have been funny though, because that shit sucks. I would have, give me that shit, man. Yeah, that's insane though. That's like, you actually lived through that, and then you went to Chicago. You're like, I don't want to go through this again. But wow, I've never. I was just talking to. Is he here? No, my homie. He was just telling me he was in on Sunset a couple years ago, and somebody pointed a gun at his dick while he was taking a piss. But
come on.
Yeah, I'd probably say something that people. I was suffering. I don't know how dark we can get on this podcast, but I was a coke addict for a long time.
Well, yeah, you said everyone should try it.
Yeah. But just because like I'm big as fuck, so most people are like, aren't cokeheads skinny? Yeah, but I'll go on a bender for 4 days and not eat shit. But then on that 5th day, when I'm out of coke, I'm like, all right, well, give me everything. Everything I didn't eat in the past 5 days is gonna get eaten right now.
Yeah, carbo load.
While I hate myself.
What do you wish you had more time for?
For not editing clips and putting captions on fucking stand-up clips and social media stuff that comes with what is now being a comedian. It's part of that's now apparently the job that I just really don't like that shit at all. It's taxing. I wish I had more time to not do that.
Right now, this is kind of like my first year adjusting to a new city with my family back home, and I'm doing comedy full time. So the days that I'm on the road are like road days, so those days fly by. But the days that I'm not on the road when I'm here, I want to say I wish I had more time for writing, for getting work, going to the gym. But I got the time. It just I don't know what to do with it. Like I just fucking I always complain about not having time, but I'll lay in bed from like 11 a.m. to like 4. And I'll be like, damn, I can't do shit. I got to do a spot at 8.
I know. I feel like that too. The minute I have like free time, I'm wasting it. And the minute I need to get something done, I'm like, I wish I had another day.
Yeah.
Like, you did. You just didn't do it.
What would constitute a perfect day for you?
Oh, I'm talking maybe 0 humidity, 72 degrees, cloudy, not too cloudy. And then just a bunch of good ass food, and hanging with my wife, and maybe, the activities isn't so important. But if we maybe hitting some of our favorite spots, doing the whole tour, brunch, Playa de Morisco's afternoon, hit it, give me a pescado taco, no problem, and some Just overeating. Let's go. Perfect day.
Hell yeah.
Feel sick, unbutton the top button, pass out.
I'd probably say a perfect day for me would be, contrary to popular belief, I'm actually a morning person because a lot of comedians are not. I am a morning person. I like waking up early because then you wake up early. I know you're probably not gonna believe it, but like if I get a quick workout in and then get some coffee, like that will start. That's
you feel
like,
good. You know?
That's a real feel good feeling. I'll probably feel good from probably like 9 a.m. to like around 12 or 1. Then at that time the demons have beaten me, so I'll probably want to drink, and I'll probably get a good day drunk until like maybe 4, and then from there I'll take a nap, wake up completely fine, take a shower, do a spot, kill. Obviously, because if I bomb my whole day, shit. But kill spot, and then probably go out with go out for drinks after. Probably be an ideal day for me.
That's a good day.
That's an alcoholic. That's what it is.
Nah, a good day drinking day is like the most fun.
Yeah. It's just so hard when like being a comic, and day drinking, because it's like fuck, like you just gotta. Because then you get to a point where it's like either I'm taking this shit all the way or I got to take a nap.
I know.
Because you can't be halfway or else you're just going to be on stage with no energy, tired.
I hate it.
It sucks, bro.
I'm definitely about to do that in Cincinnati. They have Oktoberfest going on where they shut down the whole downtown. It's wild. I mean, tons of beer, tons of brats. I'm going to watch Joey Chestnut set the record fucking again. He's going to eat 68 brats in 20 seconds or whatever. I'm going to watch him do it. I'm going to be drunk, and I'm going to have to go do 2 hour-long shows at night. Yeah.
Biggest differences between the LA and New York stand-up scene?
You have to plan ahead in LA. It's harder. Like, if you arrive in New York on a Monday, you can book yourself 11 shows that week, no problem. LA, it's like you can do that, but they're gonna be not fun. Like the good shows, you have to be a little like in advance. But most, like if you want to do not like a drop in little baby spot, but like, yeah, just the good shows I feel like are monthly or are, you gotta plan ahead a little bit in LA. Whereas New York is like there's just a million things going on all the time every week.
Yeah, I think LA is a little bit more laid back. It's more of my pace, to be honest. Because even if I do 2 or 3 spots in the night,
I don't like to do it.
It does get like by the second one you're like, oh damn, that's enough for me. Like
I think about parking in a way that I shouldn't. Where I'm like, I gotta go fucking park at
luckily
the
I don't
comedy
drive.
store. You know what I mean? It's like, no,
luckily I don't
God.
drive. It's that saves a lot of time for me because I'm like, well, if I get a ride, I'm like, hey, drop me off in the front, brother. Or if I Uber, then you get dropped off in the front. But I like 2 spots for me is perfect. Like I'm cool, and then but like in New York, it's too fast paced for me. Like,
Yep.
It's just it's a lot. It gets overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? But people work at different paces. Some people like doing 4 or 5 fucking shows or mics or whatever in a night. I'm cool on that.
What's funny though is that people in New York, they'll be like, oh, I'm doing 3 spots tonight. It's like I've done 3 spots. I've run that race before, and I'm like, I get it. That you really feel like it's almost like an exercise bike a little bit in New York. You're like, I'm running all over the place, and I'm really gassing it, but it's like 2 of those 3 shows were dog shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like where there's like, what are we doing? But I'm like, but I feel like I'm really pounding the pavement. Where it's like, Dude, what is this for? What are you doing?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's definitely.
Did a
yeah.
show in a laundromat or whatever.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Get
Like,
the
come
fuck
on,
out of here.
man.
That doesn't count. But
There are some good ones in laundromats. That being said.
I've never done one in the laundromat. Well, shit. I mean, some of those don't tell shows get fun though.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Love it. Love
But
it.
I'd probably say, yeah. Like yesterday, 2 spots. The first one, it was a slow. It was I was kind of at a slow pace, but found some tags. I was like, all right, cool. And then the next spot at the Laugh Factory was a 20-minute. So I was like, I'm gonna throw in some new bits here, and it worked out. And I was like, that's more productive to me, to have the time to relax in between shows, and afterwards have the time to like, all right, that worked. Let me listen to this and kind of structure it better than instead of like, oh, I just did 4 spots, but I spent so much time getting from one place to the other.
Yes.
I never even thought to add anything, so you just kind of did the same set everywhere. It was mid, and there really is no progress,
And in LA, it's a competition to see who can leave first. Like the hang is not part of it.
Dude, that's one thing I learned. Like in Chicago, it was kind of like people
hang.
I'll go in the middle, I'll
there's
go
a
at the
respect.
end, yeah. And right here is like, okay, I gotta go to another spot. Can I go up early? Oh yeah, but you're 4th because everybody else gotta leave early too. Like, god damn.
And part of it is like everyone says like I got another spot, I gotta leave early, and I'm like, you have another spot on a Monday at 9 p.m. I'm like, just tell me you want to go home and watch Netflix. Don't lie to me, baby.
That'd be the funniest shit. I used to tell that guy that used to book me at the Ice House. He booked me for like every Tuesday for like a month and a half, and I used to just start telling him, I was like, bro, I gotta go up first because I gotta go to this club. Eventually, I stopped giving a shit, bro. I'll go to the bar and I'll just take a picture and put it on my Instagram. He'll be like, oh, nice spot. I'm like, oh shit, my bad.
What is something you wish other comedians would stop doing?
I mean, there's a lot of like old geezer jokes that are just so tired and hacked to me at this point, where I'm just like, man, it's not even that I'm like whether it's like a political thing or whatever it is, but it's more just like, it's the most tired hack shit, and you're like, how many fucking pronoun jokes do I gotta hear before we're just like, can we just stop? You do not have a fresh angle on this. You are doing the same tired ass joke over and then they say it with that smug look. Like you're like, yeah, we know, we all know. That kind of shit. It's just like, it's mostly like boomer shit that bugs me. Old comics from like, man, you gave up. You're not even writing.
Yeah,
I get bugged by that.
Yeah, that definitely for sure. I think, man, I get it always cringe to watch somebody do like memes. Yeah, like Facebook bids or tweets. We're just like, dude, we're all on there. Like we saw that shit. Like it's just like, what the fuck are you doing? And I get it because sometimes people do have a parallel thinking, but sometimes it's just so obvious where you're just like, bro, that's word for word the shit I just seen on Facebook. Like, what the fuck are you doing? That to me, and then I'd probably say just I hate I hate comics that are just like that just hate everything. Yeah, like it's like, oh, you're doing clips, fucking no, don't do that, And then it's just like, oh, you're like, it's like what the fuck? Are you promoting too much? Oh, you're barking, like you're just, like, bro, like I don't know, like I respect everybody that promote, and I get it, you can't promote everything the same way, but I mean, you're promoting, that's your fucking job. Obviously, you don't want an empty show. Same thing with the clips, man. Keep doing it, hustle, put yourself out there. I mean, obviously some of them are trash, but you'll find out when you get 4 likes. You feel me?
I love the comedian move of somebody going up, doing a new thing that doesn't work, eating shit, and then them immediately getting indignant with the crowd, being like, I guess we're not laughing tonight. Yeah. And so I guess we're not laughing. It's like, there's a chance that maybe that's just a dog shit joke. Yeah. Maybe that joke just sucks dick, and just go on. I don't know. There's something about that makes me always go, like, you're better than that. Like, just go on. Just get back. Like, unless you have like a really funny get back that's like, that one sucks. Whatever it is that like that a new bit doesn't work. It's gonna happen. But like, there's something about getting mad at the crowd for you doing an unfunny joke that just pisses me off. I'm just like, what do you mean? Why are you doing this? Yeah.
Or people who pretend to kill. That shit gets on my nerves.
I love that because then there's that moment where like they walk away and everyone who just heard them come back and be like, you have that, you exchange that knowing glance of like,
oh, they're hot. Not for you, not now. The fuck, you fucked it up. But yeah, that shit sucks.
If when you died, you got put into a room for eternity with people who died the same way, how would you want to die?
Suicide. They're fucking lit. John Lennon. I don't know where he didn't kill himself like that. Was it Kurt Cobain?
Kurt Cobain, also debatable.
Oh yeah, he said his girl did, right?
Debatable.
All right.
I'm thinking dying like
Robert
in an
Williams.
orgy, I guess.
Damn.
Just so I go and I'd be like, "What's up?" I know everyone's like pretty rad.
You're just gonna be in that
People
orgy
party.
forever.
Yeah, or I'm just like, because of course it's always gonna be dudes that die. That's like, I'm not thinking about that then. I'm like, fuck, because I would have a heart attack. But that would be the way to go. Is like me at the bottom of a sex pit, and I'm a dead body, and they don't know that I'm dead until the end of the festivities. Like, oh, he's dead on the bottom.
Yeah, he's been dead for a while, actually.
Ice cold.
All right, last question. When was the last time you cried of laughter?
Is moments where you really lose it are so, I feel like, when you're really, something hits your funny bone in a way that you're crying laughter is so often a you had to be there kind of story where it's like, you know, jokes and things will make me laugh but like I just spend my life watching too much comedy, so even if I absolutely love something, this is the most I give. But like, you know, something simple like I saw a dude shit his pants at LAX. Like he is very clear. Like I watched it in real time, him waddling, trying to make like an emergency, getting off the jetway, leaving the plane, and he shit his pants, and I saw it fucking run down his leg.
Oh.
And I was just like, I don't know what it was. The look on his face, I wish I had my phone. It's that moment where you're like, I wish I had captured the panic, the self-hatred, the disgust. I just loved it. I loved it. It was I died. I died.
I really feel for that person because
Me
I'm
too.
that guy. I shit myself way too much. Like for an adult, I shit myself a lot.
Also, my wife gives me so much shit. I don't like taking a dump on a plane. Unless it's like an emergency. Like I'll wait.
Yeah,
I'll
fuck
wait.
that. No,
I'll go blow up the airport bathroom rather than do the one that everyone has to use.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely. I fucking I've stopped at too many gas stations, thrown away too many draws.
Yeah.
You know, I think if I saw that guy shit, I'd probably even almost would feel triggered. If I wasn't as easily disgusted as I always am, I'd probably feel like the need to help him. Like I got you, big bro. But
I did, but he
I'd
was
probably
in
throw away.
motion. He was.
Yeah,
really,
no, you don't want to get close to somebody at that point because you know that they don't want anybody to get close to them. But I think the last time I cried laughing, man, you know, again, like our life revolves around comedy, so it's always got to be something related to whether watching somebody perform. My favorite thing is when somebody's like doing bad.
Yes.
But they know they're doing bad.
Yes.
And they know that, like they're gonna double down.
Watching a friend bomb.
Yeah, a
is
friend. Yeah,
just
like
great.
watching a friend bomb. Yeah, it's different than when you don't know the person. It's like, what the fuck's going on? But when it's your friend, you're just gonna shit. You know, because you know you're gonna give them shit for the rest of the night. I was watching the homie Mark at Haha like maybe 2 weeks ago, and he was fucking like
struggling.
like they just didn't they just didn't fucking. They just didn't get him his, you know, because the Haha's sound system is not the best, and he's got a crazy accent, so it was just like a mixture of that, and people are drunk. He just wasn't connecting, and then this guy gets up in the middle of his set, and he's like, "Let me give you a hug," but it was like some cholo looking scary motherfucker. "Let me give you a hug," and Mark's like, "No," and he starts walking to the stage, and I was like, "Oh shit, what the fuck's gonna happen?" But then the guy ends up sitting down. And then I was like, oh, that guy really likes him. You know, maybe he feels bad that he's bombing. And then Mark kept going. Then he gets into this pedophile joke. Doesn't say shit. All he says is like pedophiles. And then as he's about to get into the bit, the guy's like, the same guy that got up, he gets up. He's like, don't do it. Don't do it. And he's like, don't do, what are you talking about? And then he's like, you will get killed. And I'm like, and watching Mark's face just like, what the fuck? Like he's looking at us like, hey, like y'all got him? I'm just dying laughing because I don't know him. He might kill him. Like, that shit's hilarious. Like we're just gonna find out at the end of the show, and he wraps up. Nobody gives a shit. We end up walking out, and the guy ends up walking out right behind us. So when we saw him, we're like, oh, like I was like, we're gonna have to fight, fuck. And then his girl comes out right behind him, and he's like, that's why I don't want to come with your fucking stupid ass. I was like, oh, she saved our lives. Like she ended up taking, like it was him and her fighting in the corner of the street, and I was like, bro, she's about to get hit, and now I'm not gonna help.
Did he think that Mark was calling him a pedophile, or does that guy's brain work in such a way that he hears a word he doesn't like and assumes that the person saying it is announcing that they are a pedophile?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that kid, that guy got
just wasted.
Yeah, he got fucked, man. He got fucked. Sorry.
All right, well, thanks for doing the show.
Hell yeah, thanks for having us.